Guys, the green screen has made a reappearance. Can we get a round of applause for the green screen? The green screen is back into play, and this is the greatest day. Forgive me if like I'm very orange on the screen. I might look very orange. I don't know why I'm orange today, but I guess on my camera I'm orange. Speaking about cameras, if y'all can do me a huge favor, it will be a GoFundMe link in the description. All I need is $200,000 so I can buy a new camera and lens. I think it'll be worth it, y'all. The quality of the recordings will go up. Go ahead, check that link. All I'm asking for is $200,000. That's not even that much. Y'all got lately, guys, I've been having the most like weird and troubling past couple of weeks, and as I was sitting down, you know what I'm saying, in my bed just chilling, I was thinking, yo, maybe I should bring my struggles into a video, because in these struggles that I've been having in these past couple of weeks, bro, I've been thinking to myself, bro, I've been like, damn, bro, how can I improve my life? How can I take the steps to get that $1 million mansion that I want to get? What steps do I gotta take to cop that Durango so I can speed in the Atlanta highways and look cool to everybody riding around in their Toyota Camry? And guys, after hours and hours of consideration and writing and pre-drafting and doing all that I do before I make any of my videos, I came up with a couple of steps that I have seen other people do and that I have personally done that definitely will help you improve your life. It doesn't matter what you're trying to get. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get rich and you want to improve your life, or you just want to get better habits. This is like the Gen Z and the simplified version to what I came up with on ways on how to improve your life. I don't know if this video gonna change your life, but at least I'm finna give you some insight at least to improve it. So if y'all enjoy, bro, like, subscribe, let's get into it, bro. I've been holding on to this way too long. I feel like I'm finna. Now, these aren't really steps. They're not really in like chromatic. They're not in chronological order. There you go. These steps aren't in These steps aren't in numbered order. They're just things that I just thought up with. So don't think that I'm saying you gotta do this first and this first. No, don't think that. The first avenue I would say that one should take when in trying to improve their life, at least one of the ways you should start into doing that is by improving your fashion. Now, obviously, right, this is a fashion channel, not really. So that obviously that's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna tell you. I don't know why you're looking at me confused, but a lot of people don't understand the fact that your fashion is literally you. Whatever you wear is a representation of you. People don't really think that deep into it, and that's why like whenever they go outside, they feel so insecure and they feel like no matter what they put on is just not enough. Like, let's be real, bro. We all had those moments to where we, you know what I'm saying, we was going to Walmart, we going to the store, and we just threw on some random 5th grade school camp shirt that barely fit us, is cropped so hard that you can see our belly button hairs, and then we put on some gray sweatpants and some beat up dusty Air Force Ones. We've all pulled up to the store with that fit on, and we might have pulled up to the store thinking we just finna get in and out, do whatever. But bro, I'm telling you, there have been times where I put on that fit and then I will literally not care, and then I will see people like look at me, or I'll see somebody that's attractive that I might like would be like, hey, I'm trying to talk to blah blah blah, but I look down and see my fit and I'm like, oh hell no, like I can't approach this person wearing it. What I'm essentially trying to get is, if you improve your fashion, if you put more effort into trying to improve the way you look, bruh, naturally that's gonna improve the way you feel about yourself. People don't understand, again, that fashion is confidence. If I go outside in a dope fit, I'm gonna feel confident, even though I got no haircut. Y'all can't even, I'm not even finna reveal my hair to y'all, because if I do, it's gonna blind you with the amount of head that I have. But like when I go outside with a clean fit on, I'm confident, bro. Even if I'm not really conversationalist, I might even feel the confidence to go out and have a conversation with random people. Like, fashion lets you show off your character. It lets people know who you are without having to even speak to you, which can improve your life, because you could have people that you wouldn't normally talk to come up to you because they might see your fit and they might feel your vibe and be like, oh, okay, this person cool, let me go talk to him. Again, I don't know how many times I gotta say this. What you wear is who you are. It might not seem that deep, bro, but take it from me, a person who has made literally like countless amount of fashion videos on this channel. But if you want to improve your life, I feel like one of the first steps, again, is you got to improve your fashion. Now, obviously, I have an array of videos on how to help you to do that, plus counting more that I might make after this. So, you know, this might be a good place to start. Maybe this is a sign. Now, one of the next avenues to improve your life that I think a lot of men need to do these days, bro. Hey, bro, you gotta go pick up a book. Go read a book or something. Like, the other day, I checked my screen time on my phone, and I was averaging like 10 hours straight on my phone. And I just felt so ashamed. 10 hours isn't even like the average amount of time that the average person, especially Gen Zer, spends on their phone. Hold up, I'm looking this up so y'all don't think I'm just, according to a study, I'm looking at the study right now. Hold up, how do you read graphs again? Looking at teenagers aged 13 and 18, out of the teens that submitted their information to the study, about 40% of them averaged more than 8 hours on their phone, bro. More than 8 hours. That's like spending a whole work shift purely on your phone. And you know what's crazy? It be fun. Look at the amount of games you can play. You can play Subway Surfers. You can play Candy Crush. You can watch movies. You can do a lot of stuff on your phone. But if you want to improve your life, bruh, I'm not gonna lie, you gonna have to put this down, bruh. You gonna have to put this down. It's kind of weird, the fact that like when you are telling people that you read books and that you're reading, especially self-help books, people these days kind of look down on you. Like,
bro, you're reading a book? Why are you reading a book? Are you 90?
But the amount of information that I've gained from the few books that I've read is just like, it's mind-blowing. Even with fictional books, there's so many lessons that you can learn from these books in such a short amount of time. Like, I started reading the Odyssey like a couple months ago. I haven't gone past page 100, but even just in those 100 pages, the stuff that I've learned from Odysseus's journey is crazy. Odysseus's son, I think his name is Telemachus, he on a journey to save his father and all that stuff. In the beginning of the story, obviously, you know, his father is a king. There's like hundreds of people just in his palace, right? In his father's palace where he lives. They're literally just to try and raise his mama. His dad is out the picture. He's lost, whatever. It's hundreds of dudes in his room, in his house, just solely there to raise his mom up. You learn themes of like leadership, you know, caring for others, you know, all that good stuff just in a fictional story. Like, it's crazy. So I don't really have book recommendations, right? But you can definitely go online and find countless of books that, you know, people our age will read. So I think just a simple Google, because I'm not Google. I'm giving you advice, but I'm not Google. You gotta do some of the work yourself, bro. Again, go read a book. It's not only going to detox your brain and take all of that brain slop and that brain crap that you're intaking every day, but I feel like reading books just simply humbles you and it allows you to learn a lot of lessons. There are plenty of books out there that you can read and learn plenty of lessons from. So stop, put the phone down, put it down. Another important thing to consider and to do whenever you're trying to improve your life is simply just like investing in hobbies. As a man, especially in Gen Z, it seems like the only socially acceptable hobbies that you could have is just going to the gym. Just going to the gym, just taking 2 shots of pre-workout, watching Sam Sulik. But I'm telling you, there are many other hobbies other than going to the gym that could allow you to be creative. Like, what happened to sewing? Sewing is dope. Sewing isn't just a woman hobby. Like, as a man, you could sew. You know how cool it would be, right? For if you had a friend and it was his birthday and you sold him a dope Fortnite sweater. You play Fortnite with him all day. You know what I'm saying? If you hand knitted him a Fortnite sweater, I'm sure he would be grateful. Put Jonesy on the front knitted sweater. A Jonesy knitted sweater would go crazy. Picking up a hobby that allows you to express yourself definitely helps you be more confident and definitely strengthens your character. Like me, even recording this video and doing YouTube is a hobby for me because, again, it allows me to be creative and allows me to like put my thoughts out for plenty of people to see. And it's one of my favorite hobbies because, you know what I'm saying, I get to talk to y'all, I get to interact with y'all, I get to give y'all advice, y'all get to give me advice. So it's probably like the best hobby that I could have because not only am I showing myself and showing my personality to people, like my character is getting strengthened too. There are many hobbies as a man or a woman, if you're watching this video, that you can do. Again, sewing. Gaming does not count as a hobby. Gaming is a hobby, but we're taking that off the table. First of all, we're taking that off the table. You know, some hobbies to list off. Y'all can go hiking. Y'all can participate in outdoors activities like hiking, kayaking, fishing, camping. Damn, I'm reading it word for word. Cycling, rock climbing, reading, coding, bruh. So honestly, I think the best way to find your hobbies is to find things that you're good at or find things that you like doing. Like for me, I like being creative and sharing my thoughts, so I started a YouTube channel. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you also are a creative person. Maybe start a YouTube channel. Maybe be a streamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, find stuff about yourself and find hobbies that match with that. Now the last idea, right? This is more of an idea. The last idea that you definitely want to explore and think about. You gotta stop talking to the hub. You ain't gotta stop talking to the hub, but you gotta stop chasing the hub. Now this one is very hard for me, right? Because whenever I was trying to improve my life a couple years ago, I was a hush chaser. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna admit it's hard for me to say, but in all honesty, if you give your attention to things like that, if you give your attention to chasing things that are unchaseable, you're just gonna knock your character, bro. When I was in that period of time to where I was chasing things, especially women, bro, it felt like my character was just being thrown around, because I felt like, okay, if I'm talking to a girl, right, and she likes specific type of dudes, I found myself contorting my character like a little like I was making a damn 2K my career player. I found myself contorting my character in order to fit that need, in order to impress certain people and certain girls. And I realized, I was like, the person that I am when I'm around this person isn't even me. And that's the point. In order to improve your life, right, you need to spend a lot of time alone, because when you are alone, or when you have a lot of time to yourself, you're able to reflect and do all that good stuff. But when you're too busy trying to have somebody in your life, and it's too busy trying to keep somebody in your life by your own will, you just gonna get tired, bro. You can only run so far. Usain Bolt is the fastest runner in the world, bro. But he ain't a long runner though. He fast, but he ain't no long runner. And so are you. It's not even just with women, bro. It could be with anything. It could be with fame, status. It could be with anything that's distracting. You could be chasing these things, but it's gonna be a time eventually where you burn out, and you're just not even gonna know why you were running in the first place. So I know this video wasn't that deep, right? It wasn't really that deep, and some of these things you probably already know, or they might be new to you, whatever. But the moral of the story is, and the most important part of everything I just said, bro, if you really want to improve your life, you gotta evaluate your character. Because if you don't spend time with yourself, how would you know what type of shoes you want to wear? If you don't spend time with yourself, you will never know if you're Air Force Oneer or a Rick Owenser. You need to know. That's an important question. Everybody will be asked that question sometimes in their life, and you gotta have the answer to that.